All right, all right. AI is the craze, it's the hype, it's the thing, it's hot, and everybody wants to be on the hot train. But there is also another reality. I
Yes.
am doing my core business, and what if I don't have time to learn all of that? What do you think,
Mhm.
Monica?
Well, that's the conversation, the exact conversation I had with a client just the other day. He is so busy, hardly has time to sleep, and I've been kind of pushing him a little bit about, there's so many things. Listening to what you spend time doing, there's so many things you can do with AI. We had that conversation a year ago. Um, Still not into it. And we had the conversation again, and he was like, I don't have time to learn AI. And uh, the here's the sort of the interesting thing that I realized. This is a guy who is in the digital space, and I am not very advanced. I use AI at a very like basic level still. I'm not where you're at, Simon. But I see the advantages and I see the time it saves me and I see how I can speed up my creativity and take off like so much cognitive load. And this is a guy who is in the digital space and he sees himself as not having time to learn AI. And it's kind of funny when I realize I think that everyone is ahead of me just because I'm talking to so many people that are ahead of me. And I realize there's a huge um, mass of people in our space, CEOs, founders, that may even be in the digital space. They are in tech, they are evolved people, they do know stuff in tech, but they haven't made this like they haven't stepped into actually using AI the way they should and could, because there's a perception that the time investment is too big. And that over the last few months, Simon, that has like changed dramatically, right?
It's changing quickly.
Almost day by day, right? Remember, was it like 2 weeks ago you gave you gave advice on a tool, and the next morning you're like in the strategy sprint, hey guys, the advice I gave you last like yesterday, it's now outdated. So, and that was a tool that you recommended us using, and now the day after it was eliminated. So we
Yes.
don't really have to learn that much stuff. We just have to start using it.
Yes. It's really not, it makes no sense to start learning it, like going to a course, a certification, reading a book. That's also the old way of thinking and of learning.
Hmm.
Anyways, it
Yes.
um
It's about like the old thinking about education. You have to learn it first, be knowledgeable, and now you have the right to use it. And
yeah,
that's not how AI works. It's a skill that you evolve while using it.
yeah. My dad used to think that way. Like learn something, study something that creates you a job, and then you apply that job. And I said, Dad, that's not the world I live
Yeah.
in. In the world I live in, you create your job, you invent your job. You look for problems, you solve it, you create a job. And he was like, no, learn something, doctor. And I said, no, 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 that's not how it works. And I think you see it now.
Yeah.
You see it now. If you're waiting until you know Claude, you will never start. And also, right now, people think, oh, this is fast. It's probably the slowest pace of acceleration that we will ever experience. It is fast, but
Yes.
it's going to be so much faster.
And for people like you and me that run a tight ship, that have a small organization or are solopreneurs, it's really quick and easy because everyone around, like, I am just me. I have my agency to help me with some things, right? Um, they get me. and we can implement really quick. You have your team, which is relatively small. They know you. It's easy to implement. So we have the advantage of just being able to jump in both feet and start applying and learning the skills,
Yeah.
which is not the truth for the bigger like corporations. Like if you fire 1,000 people because you think AI can do something and then it turns out it can't, you're in trouble. But for us, it's really easy to use the flexibility we have to try things out, and it won't be a disaster. If you make a mistake, you can just course correct.
The idea of not making mistakes will hinder you. What if we embrace the idea, let me do 7, 8, 9, 10 mistakes today?
Yeah, failing forward.
Fail forward, small, frequent mistakes, because we just learn, and then we hit something, right?
And the mistakes are not expensive now,
It's not
right?
expensive. It's $20
It's not
for Cloud Code, and you get rolling. And then as soon as you are a little bit acquainted to it, you will go to $90 per month, and you are in the max plan. That's all you need right now. That's your brain, your core brain. So how would I start? This is exactly how I would start. We can even share a screen and say,
Yeah.
okay, how would I start? I am in my business. Of course, I'm focusing on my clients, on my vendors, on people who need me right now on my team. I don't have time to learn this thing. And by the way, there is an example of CEOs who do this on the side. So their normal week is 80 hours. For example, Gary Tan runs the Y Combinator in California. That normal day is a 15 hours day. After it, he spends another 2 hours in Claude Code and he creates code, he plays with it. And that playing is so incredibly productive. He's creating like 35, 40 contributions in his GitHub repo every single day.
Mhm.
Another example is the CEO of Shopify, Toby Lütke. That guy has a lot on his plate. But his GitHub repo is bursting. So again, on the side, and also during the day, he has some breaks also during the day, and he uses Cloud Code so much.
Yeah,
On a
I know this guy
personal level.
In Vienna. He tells me he doesn't want to go to sleep because he's having so much fun.
Yes, I had the first 10 days playing with this. I didn't want to sleep because this was much more fun than Netflix, much more fun than sleeping. And I did. I think I did 10 days mostly Cloud Code when I wasn't having client meetings. And now it's a few weeks later, I'm more relaxed. Now the infrastructure is kind of set. And because this initial setting up the infrastructure, that takes a little bit of extra work. So what would you do? This is the terminal, guys. This is the terminal. And what's a terminal? It's directly talking to your machine here. You open the terminal and you enter Claude. Then say, yeah, it's me. Now this cute little thing comes up. No idea what this is, but it's cute. And you can start talking to it. And I would say, by the way, I dictate, so I don't type. I use Whisperflow and I dictate. And the first thing I would say is, this is who I am, and describe who you are, who is your ideal client, and then say, where can you save these two documents? One is who I am and who I'm here to serve and how I do what I do. And the second is, who is my ICP, my ideal client profile. So tell them my ideal client profile is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go really deep and then say, save this somewhere where you will remember it. That's how I would start, those two documents. Who I am and who I'm here to serve, my ideal client, 15 levels deep.
Okay, so now I go into how-to mode. So does it save it in Claude or does it save it on your computer?
Both, it will do both. It will create a folder. But the good point is you don't have to worry about this because you are not treating it like a junior analyst telling him exactly what to do. You will ask it, where is the best place to save this so that you remember it long term, but also that it is as safe as possible for internal and external use. And it will say, hey, the best thing is I create a folder called Claude and it's local on your computer. So nobody can access it, just you and me. Then I will
Can
ask
you
you.
see, like, I am already having trouble letting go of the cognitive load because I'm so used to worrying about the details, because that's how we operate, right? That's how we are conditioned. Letting go of responsibility to this thing,
Yeah.
it's like, ooh,
Yeah. Step one, think like a CEO now. You are
yeah.
a generalist, you are field marshal, you're running a full army. Okay, half of it is people, half of it is robots.
Mhm.
Let them run. Give
Let them
them
work.
big problems and let them do their magic. That was my learning in week 2 or 3 of using it. Week 1, I was talking to it like a junior consultant and saying, do exactly this. Open this spreadsheet, name it like this, do this in row 27. And now I say, what's the best way you can visualize this?
Mm. Mhm.
Where should you save this and why? Is there a better way to do this than what I am proposing? So now I talk to it like a senior partner, because then it can operate like a senior partner, and it's capable of that because it's a great thinker. That's what it is. It's a
So now we
large
have the two
language model.
documents, who I am and who I serve.
Yeah, that's good enough to start. And then you say, okay, all my knowledge is in that and that place. Can you work with that place? Because we will need all my knowledge in one place. Right now, it's in these 3 places. Which place should I pick and consolidate everything there? Oh, that one. No, I hate that. What else? Next idea. Oh, that works well? Yeah, I like that actually. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, let's consolidate everything there. Can you do it? 10 minutes later, it's done. And you can save 2 subscriptions to the other 2 places where you had your knowledge.
Mhm.
So in my case, this became Notion and Obsidian became the 2 places.
Right.
Now I will dictate to it something. Visualize the 10 softwares I use most every day. Oh, my microphone is muted, really? Okay. This must be boring. I say the 10 softwares that I use every day, and it starts percolating. If you're listening to this, it's working, right? It's thinking, it's going through everything, and boom, here we go. My daily stack. We got Cloud Code is the core thing. Then Obsidian for ideas and notes. Notion for databases. Gmail, obvious. Google Calendar, obvious. Slack for team communication. Google Drive, obvious. YouTube, that's my YouTube channels. Kajabi, that's our core online store and community, the Sprint Club. Granola for meeting transcripts. So that's the outcome of that process of talking to it and saying, okay, we want to consolidate everything into one place so that we can really work well. What will be the best place? And after some back and forth, it made some proposal. I said, no, I don't like this, or it's too expensive. Do we have something else? And now we came up with these 10 things. And these 10 things, you can run $100 million business with one person and these 10 software. The cost of these 10 softwares is $650 a month.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
That's not even an office.
it's fantastic, right? And probably over the next weeks, this list will be cut in half, because what's happening is that Claude team, Anthropic's team is obviously observing how we use it. and he's saying, oh, which one of those can we do in-house?
Yeah.
So last week, we still had make.com on this list to create automations. They saw it, they developed it, and they are shipping incredibly fast. And so they just created an automation capability in-house. So whoever is paying for automation subscriptions doesn't need to do that anymore. We canceled make, everything is one place. You save costs and you save error surface, because if it's in one place, you will have less errors happening.
Okay, so now we have these 10 tools. We have a place for all the knowledge, we have a place for the ideas, and we have Claude executing everything that you tell it to do. So what's the biggest shift? What's the biggest shift for you, say the last 3 months? What's the gain from doing this?
And I lost your microphone. So the biggest shift, or maybe it's me, turn up volume. The biggest shift has been from being overwhelmed and low confidence. You might call it low capacity. So if you would say to me, hey, Simon, for example, the publisher said, hey, let's do a second book. And I said, no, I will never do a book again. Oh my God. I'm so burned out from book one. And everybody knows I was burned out from book one. I said, I will never do a book again for a year. And so I think many founders feel like that. They go, oh, let's do this big new project. No, not a big new project, please. It's so much work and it's so complicated. So some things, they overwhelm me because they're too big of an endeavor. And some other things, they overwhelm me because they are too technical. For example, going into Google Analytics. I hate it so much that I would pay somebody to do that for me, because it's just technical nightmare to find out what it even means.
And now Claude does that?
Yes. Now Claude, everything that's technical is not a nightmare anymore. If it works with Claude, if it's one of these on this list, it works really well with Claude. So you just say, hey, go to Gmail and do this. Go to Google Drive and do this. Set up a campaign, and the campaign is for these kind of people. Find 200 of them, send them this initial message, create 3 follow-up messages and a cadence. 10 minutes later, it's built. So the technical side, whoosh, gone. Nothing is a technical nightmare anymore because the robots handle it. So that's already a huge boost in capacity, right? You tell me big technical problem, I say, bring it on. Bring it on, because my team of robots will handle it. That's a huge difference to a month ago. The second, and so a month ago, I would say no to a maybe very lucrative, very meaningful project with cool people just because I was afraid of the technical friction. And I don't want my team and myself to burn out again, right? It wasn't the proper burnout, but like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, the exhaustion.
Exhaustion. No, this sucks. The second problem is size of something. When I met Jay Abraham, I was like, okay, now I want to write a book about this, because what we're doing is helping people. And now we just have to write about it. So, okay, I'm in. This doesn't exhaust me. This energizes me. I said, Jay, let's write a book about this thing. And he goes, cool. And so we did it. So the size of something does not exhaust me either. I go, bring it on, because I know I will talk this back and forth with my strategic partners here on my computer. And I will go, okay, that's the big plan. That's my strategy. Criticize it, turn it into small chunks, put it into the sprint dashboard in increments that we can ship every 5 days, because that's one sprint length is Monday to Friday. It will do that. 10 minutes later, it's all broken down into little packages. It doesn't look that daunting anymore.
Right. Yeah. And that's one of the big advantages that I see, having someone that I can stay in one place and I can say, can you see this? Does this, like, I can use it to as my sounding board, and it will go out and it will collect information, stopping me from just running around scattered everywhere and reading stuff that isn't even relevant because I have to check if it is relevant. All of that stuff it can do so much more quickly. For me, like using it at a more basal level than you, that's the biggest, like finding, identifying relevant material, criticizing my thoughts around it, having me challenging myself, and then organizing and seeing new patterns, and then me being able to use my creativity, throwing that back. So it's this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I can do it in one space and not like derail myself. That's for me the biggest gain. Like I can move forward so much faster.
And that alone, right? That's why some authors call it now God mode. They say we're in God mode, like Mr. Kotler, I think is his name, from the flow guy. He studied flow sciences for a while.
Yeah.
Great guy. And in one of his books, he says we're in God mode. And I always
Because
say
you can stay in flow.
because you speak the word
Mm-hmm. And
it becomes reality. This is Genesis style. In the beginning was the word. Like you say, bring on light, and light comes. Right? I say, build a CRM, and 10 minutes later, I have a CRM. I say, build it more like Salesforce. 10 minutes later, it's more like Salesforce. I say, yeah, but now simplify it like we actually work. 10 minutes later, it's done. So you say a word, and it becomes code. That's pretty powerful. That's kind of God mode. So now, the first 10 days, my nervous system was fried upwards. I was like, oh my God, I'm God. Okay, I'm not going to sleep. Let's build, right? Let's build. I'm in Eden. I'm going to rock this. And then, now 3 weeks later, okay, yeah, we're God, but let's keep our cool. Let's stay grounded. And now I'm much more focusing on the daily 4 tasks, right? So daily 4, I should do at a triad. That's introducing 2 people to each other. So, and this is my number 1 tip.
Yeah.
Focus on your top 4 of every day. If you have a sprint coach, you have them in front of you. If you don't have in front of you, go to the strategysprints.com, get our free tools. Now you have them in front of you. And you can buy this on Amazon too, directly. It's called Strategic Action, Your Growth Calendar by Simon Severino. You have your 4 in front of you, and then you go to Claude and say, help me with this.
Yeah.
That's the process.
And just jump in both feet first and start doing this. These, you don't need education, you need skills, and skills is something you build by doing.
Yeah, and go with one task first. So for example, one of my 4 is I have to make an introduction every day. So what's the problem? The problem is that after 200 days, I can't remember who I've introduced already and who didn't I. So I go to Claude. Literally yesterday, I built a skill called Triathlete to help me with that. But this is the important process. You don't start from lofty ideas. You start from, this is what I need to solve today. How can you help me with this? This is my specific bottleneck. I can't remember. Help me remember. Can you help me remember? How can I How can you organize this so that I remember? Or even better, can you remember and ping me every day? Can you make it that I wake up tomorrow and at 8 a.m. with my coffee in hand, you ping me and say, these are the two people that you should introduce and why? And it did it. That's God mode. You tell it that and it does it. So it became, literally, it did it. So while we were talking, I asked it to visualize this.
Mhm.
So on the left, the top 10 software that I'm using and that we discussed, if you guys want to take a screenshot and implement faster. And on the right side, the daily skills that I'm using most. This one was created yesterday. It's called Triathlete. So I have to make these daily introductions. I don't remember people. And I told it what the problem is. It built now a /triad. So if I go right now to the terminal and enter /triad, it's going to do it. It's going to go through into my people folder in Obsidian, which is always current because there is an evening digest task where it goes through my whole day, learns from the day, says, oh, Simon met these people, he talked about that. And then he creates a summary of the day with the most relevant tasks and insights. And because that is done every evening, when on the next day you ask it something, it has enough context to actually be your assistant. That's why in step 1, we've consolidated everything into Obsidian. And Granola and Obsidian is the basis for this. Without those two things, it wouldn't work. That's why most people don't have it as a powerful daily helper, because they need to bring all the information into Obsidian Granola. Otherwise, it won't work. It needs to be Markdown. That's a specific language that the robots love. And it's visual enough for humans. Because this thing here is not very visual. Most people seeing this go, oh my God, I'd rather have 4 sheeps and be out there than look at this thing all day, right? And I get it. This is not visually appealing. This is what robots like. It's a command line interface. So it's not very visual for people. But Markdown is the exact sweet spot. It's visual enough for humans, but it's structured enough for robots. So Granola takes transcripts from meetings as a Markdown into Obsidian. Obsidian every evening cleans everything up and organizes it. So the next day I say /triad, and you will see in a minute, it will make a very good Gmail draft email for me ready to send. And you can even change the permission and say, don't ask me, send it directly. But I want to look at it right now. I don't trust it that much. Maybe in 3 months, it's different. But right now, I'm at this level. I get everything into my Gmail drafts. And so I go to drafts and I send around 50 of those per day. They're pretty good. I change less and less before I send, because we're both training each other and getting better at doing these things day by day.
Yeah.
So
it sounds more and more like you the more you use it.
Yes, exactly. So today, for example, I sent an email, and after I sent that email, I said, you know what? You saw what I changed, right? So I eliminated the M dash, I made it brackets, and then I made 2 dots alternating with 3 dots, because that's how I type when I type on my phone. I want it to be like I'm typing from the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this again. Can you remember this? Put it somewhere where you remember it. And it said, sure, Simon, done. I put it in memory. So this is how day by day you train it, and it can help you more.
Yeah. Okay, so we have an easy way to start using it.
Give
you
it
don't need, yeah.
the actual business problems that you have to solve and start with one only. From there, it will ask you for access. and saying, okay, yeah, I will give you access first to my emails. Yeah, I get it. If you don't have access to my emails, you cannot help me with that. And that's how you will, bit by bit, connect it. In Cloud, it's called the connectors. So you go to settings, connectors, connect Gmail, connect calendar, connect knowledge system, connect task system, connect CRM.
So no learning curve outside of AI. No courses. Just jump in and do it.
Of course, we can help you with that, right? You can go to strategysprints.com. We are happy to help. You can even come for free into our community, and many tools are free. You can start implementing them. All these / commands that I use around 12. They are all freely available in the Sprint Club. So just go strategysprints.com. You see people using them. You can ask me questions in there. 7 days free. And when you do that, you will get rid of all the cognitive load. So a month ago, Simon's day, coffee in hand, starting computer, open calendar, open Gmail, open CRM, multiple windows. It was a mess because it's multiple windows, context switching. Which email does need an answer? Oh, did I answer that already? Or do I have to check Slack if somebody from my team answered that? So I was in cognitive load from the very beginning. The first hour is actually admin. Admin means searching, retrieving data. And
Admin
turning
means doing boring things.
boring. And it's boring and it creates headache because the human brain is not built for that. Robots, large language models are built for that. Find patterns across a large amount of data that's a mess, find the pattern and cluster it. That's what a large language model is great at. What are we great at? Being present, meeting people, creating value, being of service, helping other people solve problems, listening, making sure they feel seen, heard, understood, being a safe place, being a good friend, being a trustable partner, right? That's what we are good at, being a collaborator. That's what we're good at. So a month ago, starting 7 different places, me connecting everything. And then maybe you are only 95% done. Your first meeting starts. So you enter that first meeting and you are still not present because there is 5% ruminating in your head. And so your body is not here. And that's probably the worst thing that you can do, is not being present. Because that meeting actually matters, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't meet that person. It's a potential client, a potential partner. That's where you want to have all your presence and creativity and listening skills. Now, fast forward 1 month later, I now open only this little thing here. And from there, I say, tell me. And by the way, this is the introduction that it says. I should introduce these two people. Gmail draft created, review and send before lunch. It's pretty cool, right? And so I open just this guy here. And from here, I say /today. And /today gives me, this email needs an answer. I made a draft. That person needs something from you in Slack. I sent it already. This person you probably should call. You probably dropped the ball on that, but they need an offer from you. So I made a draft. It's ready in Gmail. And it briefs me. How cool is that?
Which reminds me of someone I have to send an email to.
Exactly. Exactly. And now when I go to the first meeting, I'm fired up. I'm pumped. I'm here to serve. I can really listen.
Yeah.
And when they tell me a big problem, like, oh my God, Simon, our pipeline is drying up, I say, yes, Bring it on. Let's attack this. Let's go. When can we start?
I'll bring my entire team.
Yeah. I will slash run a diagnostic, right? Slash diagnose pipeline problem. And boom, 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 boom. We will be fast in starting and fast in progressing. I know that. Even if I don't know the actual solution, but I know how the process of solving it looks like. And I can trust the process.
Brilliant. So, if you want to get started and you need some hand holding, you need some templates, you need some direction, just join us in Strategy Sprint. Jump in, get going.
Yeah. And that Gmail thing is ready. So after this, I make another coffee. I go to Gmail. I look at it. I probably change nothing or slightly something. And then I hit send. And one task is done. You see how easy it was? Now, so the capacity feeling is, hey, give me another 200 problems.
Yeah.
And that's how I want everybody to feel.
It's very exciting what's possible.
We will be here next week, guys. You can direct us. You can tell us exactly what you need next week. Just go to strategysprints.com, join for free the community, tag Monica Bozinov, tag Simon Severino, tell us, guys, this is where I'm stuck. This is where I need help. And the next episode, we'll try to bring our best. We bring us, our friends, and our robots to solve that. Let's do this. Keep rolling, everyone.